and stand adjourned as of
The
midnight.
2012 legislative session looks to be dominated by the state's 2013 operating budget.
I think first and foremost, you have to look at the budget. We want to make sure that we continue to do what we've done in the past, and that's balance a state budget, hold the line on taxes, and live within our means.
Lawmakers face a more than $500 million hole in the state's 2013 budget. This is the first time in the past several years lawmakers face the budget process without any federal stabilization dollars. According to the Speaker, the House must make this year's budget a budget of priorities.
There's a lot of things that have merit. There's a lot of things that you'd like to fund. But at the end of the day, you have to determine what are the core functions of government, what is vitally important, set those priorities, and try and fund the priorities.
On the other side of the aisle, the Speaker's counterpart claims continuing to cut the state's budget is not the answer.
You're going to have to take a look at what programs are working, which ones are not, which ones may be able to be self-sustaining for a year or two, and figure out what we're going to do to be able to make sure that we have revenue coming back in. Nobody can cut their way to prosperity.
While the budget might be priority number one, creating jobs is not far behind. The Speaker claims the majority will continue to create a more business-friendly environment in order to bring jobs to the Show Me state.
Tax policy and incentive programs are an important part of that, and I think you'll see whether it be data storage or the amateur sports incentive or some form of air cargo incentive. I think you may see those issues, but the core function is to make sure that we hold the line on taxes and we improve the business climate here in the state of Missouri.
If we're going to be able to do things to incentivize and make it better for businesses, we need to make sure that we're doing all we can to make it better for the people that live in the state, that work at the jobs that we create. And I think that's what we need to start making sure of, is that there is a balance between the two and that we don't forget either side of the equation.
While both sides of the aisle have its own opinions on how to create jobs, nothing will make its way to the governor's desk without the approval of the Senate. During the summer's special session, passing a comprehensive jobs bill was easier said than done. Despite the hostilities between the chambers, Tilley believes the General Assembly can produce a jobs bill.
Where the House and Senate can agree, and where I'm going to focus our time on, is improving the business climate. Clearly there's some disagreements between the chambers over the tax credit issue, and I'd like this session to start off on a good note and focus on where we agree, not where we disagree.
The second annual session of the 96th General Assembly begins at noon on January 4th. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Jonathan Lorenz.